If you've been looking to get into project or program management as a new career to change careers, or if you feel that this is a field that you are meant to be in, but you need experience, this video is for you because I'm going to show you how you can get into a project or program management career by applying to jobs. Program management and project management are sometimes used interchangeably, and some tasks do overlap, but they are not the same. Program managers are responsible for a group of projects and oversee the entire program, including managing deliverables, mitigating risk, resource management, and meeting deadlines and budgets. Whereas project management involves overseeing and leading short term projects and often work with and report to a program manager. There are two ways to be a program or project manager. The first way is by promotion and working yourself up to become one. But what if you are in a job or career without that trajectory and don't have experience? You may be in another profession and looking to change careers. This leads to the second way to find a project or program management job that would allow you to step into the field with little or no experience in the area. I found two jobs that you may be interested in to get you into a project or program management career. The first job is a project coordinator with the North American Sustainable Refrigeration Council. Now, this is a nonprofit organization, so it's mission focused. So, you want to go to the company's website to make sure and overlook their mission to ensure that you agree with it. You always want to keep that in mind with nonprofit organizations. So, with this company, they advance climate friendly natural refrigerants used in places like supermarkets. The deadline to apply for the job is February 28, 2025. Now, I did a post in another video on TikTok about some of the trends to watch out for in 2025 when it comes to job search. And one of the trends will be that you will start to see a lot of deadlines on jobs that you see posted. If you're over 40, you know that this is how it used to be with jobs that are posted. They would have deadlines to apply. And I'm beginning to see that again. And the reason is because recruiters and employers are getting so many resumes these days because it's so easy to apply with just submitting to a link that they're being overwhelmed. So you want to watch out for that. Also, this job is remote. It only requires 2 years of experience in either project coordination or an admin role. If your current or previous job involves project coordination or admin tasks, you should consider this job. Some people get caught up in titles. I would say a significant amount of jobs that are out there, the job duties do not match the titles. It's been like that for a long time. So you don't want to get caught up in titles. If your job or a previous job had project coordination tasks or admin task and you can show that in your resume and you can speak to that, then you should consider this position. In return for landing this job, this person will gain a lot of skills and experience in project management with responsibilities such as managing documentation, tracking project progress, communication with stakeholders, overseeing requirements, track project budgets. And it also involves outreach and data management and reporting. And this job is remote. You can work anywhere in the United States. You enjoy a paid holiday break during the last week of each year. I've had that type of job and It's nice to have that the company, you don't have to use your PTO. The company pays for that last week of the year between Christmas and New Year's. Strong work-life balance with opportunities for flexible work schedule. They use the word strong. That lets me know that they value work-life balance. Also, they will give you a phone and internet stipend, so that's good. And they will give you a laptop and other office equipment. The jobs that I'm going to speak about on this video, I have links to the jobs in my description below. The next job is a Leadership Development Program Associate with the National Corporate Housing. Now, the National Corporate Housing is a multi brand global leader in the hospitality arena, providing temporary housing program management for global business travel and corporate relocations. This person can be located in any city in the US. And National Corporate Housing is one of the largest providers of temporary housing around the globe. So, as you know, companies have employees that travel a lot. So instead of putting them in hotels when they travel frequently, they contract with apartment complexes for their employees to stay there as they travel. And this is where National Corporate Housing come in. They manage the program. So they're looking for a person to be trained as a manager. It says this role is a manager in training position. Upon completion of the program, the individual will be placed and likely relocate to a new market or department based on openings within the organization. Now, relocation is a part of this position. So if you're not interested in relocating, this job may not be for you. But some people are open to relocation, and you may be one of them. And if that's the case, then you may want to look into this job. I do want to say that they are located in many cities around the United States and in major cities or metropolitan areas. So the relocation may not be drastic. So if there's an opening in a metropolitan area which covers several cities, then you perhaps, if you were hired for this job, can move to one of those locations and it would not be a drastic move. So, just to keep that in mind, they have locations in many cities, and you can go to their website. If you go to their website, they have a drop down of all the cities that they are in, and it's major, they're major cities. So, in this role, you will focus on mastering the ins and outs of a general manager role. So, similar to a general manager in a hotel, that general manager oversees the entire program of the hotel, from housekeeping to guest services to food and beverage to every aspect of that hotel reservations. And what's needed for this role, they did list a bachelor degree is ideal for this role. However, it said equivalent industry experience. So even if you don't have a bachelor's degree, if you just have an associate's degree or a high school diploma, but you have significant, let's say, hospitality background, I believe that that would be the equivalent industry experience. So I always say this to career changers, that you want to leverage your industry experience and knowledge to help you change careers. Now, they do want you to have a strong financial acumen. So if you're not good with numbers, you may want to bypass this position. Now, there is a minimum of 1 to 3 years of management or leadership experience in one of these areas: relocation, hospitality, property management, corporate housing, multi unit retail, service business, travel, or real estate is a plus. Now, I want you to think outside of the box, because often when people look at jobs or they want to change careers, they eliminate themselves when they see certain bullet points of requirements. But instead, what you want to do is brainstorm, because often people do have the experience or skills, but they overlooked it. So for relocation, it could be you were a moving manager, you worked for a moving company, perhaps you worked in the office and you were managing the relocation logistics of the office and the business there. That would be a qualification. Or hospitality, were you a restaurant manager, were you a manager in a fast food place, where you are lead at guest services in a hotel. It doesn't have to be a manager. It could be you were a lead in that job. Also, property management, corporate housing, multi-unit. Where did you work in the leasing office? Were you a leasing manager? Were you assistant leasing manager? Retail. Were you a manager at a retail store? Service business. Think Uber. Travel agent, were you leading or a manager there, or real estate? So all of these are, if you have any experience leading or a manager in any of these field areas rather, then you may want to consider this job. There are some travel may be required. Now let's get to the benefits. The benefits they have listed here is a base salary of 55 to 75,000 a year, 75,200 a year as the base salary. There is a bonus structure on top of that, which is, it looks like $500 a month, or it could be more. And relocation costs, they give you an allowance. So if you did have to relocate, if you got hired for the job, they will help you with those expenses. So the base salary plus a bonus, they list the benefits here. And one thing I want to point out is one of the benefits, one of the perks, if a person works here, is they get complimentary use of corporate apartments for vacation or travel. So, because they have a lot of apartments that they contract with across the country, that you can utilize their apartments instead of a hotel when you go to stay, if that unit is available. I think that's a very nice perk. And again, they will help with relocation costs. So if you are interested in this position, you may want to consider it. And these two jobs are, I handpicked, that will be good for someone who wants to get into project or program management. If that's the trajectory that you want to do in your career, then you should look into these jobs. So I hope this video was helpful. Happy job and career hunting.